Success is no cakewalk, and most of us don't realize it. It takes quite a mix of courage and eye-opening lessons to change your life for the better. They say the lessons from the American business reality show Shark Tank have amazed many. Or let's put it this way, there's no end to the life lessons from the show.
I would take an offer from anybody besides Mr. Wonderful.
You're a get the out of here.
Oh! And if you're a fan, this is what the hype is all about. If you're unfamiliar with the show, let's walk through Shark Tank's 101s. Business owners present their ventures to a group of investors called the Sharks to secure funding in exchange for some stake in the company. On top of that, they're pitching their products to the million eyes watching them from home. Pretty good marketing, right? Now that makes one thing apparent. For those with an entrepreneurial itch, this show has what it takes to make them future millionaires. But that aside, it has some life-changing lessons that make binge-watching this show a no-brainer for us. Hey everyone, and welcome to Psychology Shark. I'm sure you've always wished there was a way to help you navigate life, so we're here with a few lessons to help you avoid common mistakes. In this video, we will discuss the 5 life-changing life lessons from Shark Tank that'll make your life more fulfilling and give you reasons to keep going. So stay tuned to find out what the show has in store for you. Number 1. There's no escape from decision-making, no matter what you do to avoid it. That makes one thing pretty clear: no hiding away from making decisions. Unfortunately, we barely ever have all the information needed to ensure that the outcome is positive.
Do you know what it costs you to acquire a customer?
So what's the other choice we have? We play the good and the bad in our heads and finally toss ourselves to the decision we think would be the best for us. We're second-guessing everything and asking ourselves all sorts of questions. What if I don't make the right decision and mess things up? How do I know what's best for me in the long run? These questions keep playing in our heads until we settle for the best option that seems the most rational. But ultimately, it's our job to resolve our inner conflicts, and we'll have to learn it the hard way. Number 2. Wallowing in a situation is no good. Buckle up and find your way out. Why mope over problems when that fixes nothing? That is exactly what Shark Tank teaches us. If we were to look back, almost everyone who's ever appeared on the show created their product in response to a challenge they encountered. That tells us one thing: whether it's an alternative to food, something entertaining for the entire family, or simply a service that makes life easy, everything's designed for a reason, and that's to solve someone's pain. As you might realize, these entrepreneurs on the show are constantly seeking solutions rather than whining about minor inconveniences.
You're asking for $1 million for 3%. I'll give you $5 million for 28%.
Precisely what keeps them going and doing wonders in life. Imagine what it'd be like if Newton had been grumpy about the apple falling onto his head. The world wouldn't be studying physics. The world is for anyone who can think beyond the box when facing problems. What will make you stand out is your strength in the face of hurdles. What I mean here is control your problems and never let them control you. Number 3. Taking advice from people is wise, but never forget what you're worth. Once you realize your worth, your life will turn over a whole new leaf. The most fun part of Shark Tank is when a participant screws up his business idea. If you're a fan, I'm sure you know what I'm referring to.
I have a tinge of regret for rejecting the deal with Mr. Wonderful.
And the most exciting thing we all await is how the contestant reacts to the shark's advice.
I would take an offer from anybody besides Mr. Wonderful.
Some just shrug off the tips. Yep, the arrogants do that. And let's be frank, that's the worst thing you could do. If you really wish to improve, it's crucial to seek advice from other successful people. That'll guide you to become the best version of yourself. You need to find a balance between appreciating your efforts and what others think of you. By others, I mean those who are more experienced than you. But when someone tries to let you down, remember that their words don't matter half as much as your mental peace. Number 4. Apply business work ethic to real life too. Hands down, this is the number 1 motivating factor for many people who watch the show. Let's face it, working for yourself kinda sounds super cool, whether it's business, arts, or simply writing. But developing the grit and thick skin it takes to endure the hardships of entrepreneurship is quite a challenge. Motivation is what keeps you going. For some, it's the motivation to get their pay, while for others, it's simply the joy of solving complex problems. The point here is, no matter what you're working on, keep your head up and keep going. Remember the business owners we see on the show? They all started as beginners. Even if they generate a few bucks from their product in the initial months after launch, that doesn't seem to stop them. That's the mentality we need to excel in life. Whether you're an entrepreneur or a mere freelancer, this mentality will take you where you deserve to be. You just need the desire to develop a work ethic. With that, you've got a long way to go. Number 5. If it's not a hell yes, it's a no. That's a norm in the business world and a motto that successful entrepreneurs live by. You don't have to settle for just okay. Instead, it has to be hell yes for you to do it. And that's just another important lesson we get from Shark Tank. Have you ever wondered why sharks sometimes actively evaluate a pitch before turning away? I'm sure you have, and here is where the question arises. If they had to say no, why ask too many questions? But hey, that isn't done to play with the entrepreneur's emotions. More often than not, the sharks are somewhat intrigued by the company pitching the idea, but they still need to be won over. Let that sink in. That tells us one thing. The sharks didn't get to where they are today by being sold off on ideas they weren't convinced about in the first place. That's a huge lesson that tells us to invest only in what really matters to us. In other words, if you're getting second thoughts about something, then the message is clear. It isn't for you. And that's a wrap for today. If you want your life to take a favorable turn, then these life tips from Shark Tank will do the job for you. Have we missed your favorite lessons from the show? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel to not miss out on more psychology tips. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.